Good morning. Welcome to Exploring Economic Development with MEDC. My name is Meredith Harris, and I'm joined by my co-host this morning, Jillian Roberts.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wednesdays are the best because I get to hang out with you guys.
And today is like a celebratory day.
Episode
50. There it is. There's the confetti.
Insert confetti here. This is very exciting.
It is very exciting.
What's funny is, so typically with podcasts, a lot of people will do podcasts. They'll do it like every week or every month. And we've kind of had to switch things up. You know, We've got a lot of things going on here in the city of Marlboro and here at the Marlboro Economic Development Corporation. Let's go.
Yep.
But it's episode 50, and we've been doing this, honestly, since the pandemic.
Yes.
So we've had some awesome guests.
We have.
It's been really exciting. We've had a little bit of fun.
Not too much.
A lot of bit of fun.
A lot of bit of fun.
We've had.
And we're going to have even more fun today because we have one of our favorite people, one of our neighbors here with us. But before we introduce today's guest, we have to recap last time's guest.
Absolutely.
So last time we had you here for the podcast, we welcomed Mayor Christian Dumas for episode 49. It was a great episode. We learned all about what he's been doing in office since he came in. It's been about 18 months. I think it was 15 months when we did the podcast, but talked a little bit about what's going on in the city, what we can expect coming up in the next year or so. So that was really great. If you missed the episode, please go back and watch the replay. It was a really good one. And we're excited to welcome our new guest today for episode 50.
But before we do that, we
got to give some shout-outs.
We got to do some admin stuff. Okay, so right now we are live streaming to our YouTube channel, our Facebook account, and LinkedIn, and we're also streaming to WMCT TV. And what's great is I kind of want to, like, at some point go back to all of our episodes where we say we're streaming to WMCT TV because we always give them a great shout out because they've just been so amazing, and the transformation that's happened over the last few years has been incredible. So if you're joining us, please, you can comment, and if it works out, we can integrate into the show and answer your questions live. So if you have questions for our guests today or for us, or if you have ideas about future episodes or questions and curiosities about the city of Marlboro, you can go ahead and comment that. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, we also recommend, you can listen to us, but you can also see us.
And we are
YouTube.
A beautiful picture.
You don't want to miss out.
That's right.
So head on over to our YouTube channel. Marlboro EDC is where you'll find us. And it's the Marlboro with the UGH.
With the UGH.
Yeah, as
That's
it should be spelled.
That's
Although sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You got to cut off that.
No, keep the UGH.
Keep the UGH forever.
That's right.
But yeah, that's all of our admin work. We're ready to go.
So, spoiler alert: WMCT TV is our guest today. We have Ryan Malyar from WMCT TV.
Yay.
Ryan, welcome.
It's so great to be here, just walking right down the hall.
That's right. We're really excited to have you on. And as Jill said, for almost every episode, we give you guys a shout out.
I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you because honestly, there's a whole segment of the population that might not catch us on, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, all these different things. But because of you, we're able to get to a whole different group of residents here through the television.
Yeah, and thanks through technology, we're able to take this feed that you're doing in this room and put it on cable. It's really
cool.
Amazing what we're able to do. It's great.
It is. So if you haven't picked up on this yet, we are in the same building. We are neighbors here on the second floor down at 91 Main Street, but really love to collaborate with you guys. You have a great team down there. But I'll keep giving you accolades throughout the whole show here because we love you all.
Coming.
I will.
He's like, no.
Stop.
But before we jump into any of that stuff, can you tell us, for anybody that's watching that might not know what you guys are doing, what is WMC TV and kind of what is community television? What's it all about?
Sure. So picture it, Marlboro, 1982, I think. So cable is coming all across America. We already have telephone poles, and now they're adding new cable lines all over. And it becomes apparent fairly quickly that the major networks are not able to give the time and attention to local communities that they deserve, covering local events, local politics, what's going on in the government, in the schools. So an agreement is come to fairly quickly that says we need to find ways for our local communities to have a presence on cable TV. And that is how community television sort of came to be.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And so and when you're talking about the national networks, that's like ABC, NBC, all that kind of stuff, right?
Right. And as you know, you watch those major networks, and unless something really wonderful or terrible is happening,
They
you're
don't
not going to
touch
hear
you.
Marlboro.
Yeah.
You're not going to see local high school sports. You're not going to see the Marlboro,
senior center.
the senior center,
Yeah.
the Labor Day parade.
Right.
So all these things that are so important to
us.
to this community are what we're able to capture and put on cable television.
And I'm a huge fan. I watch all the time. Honestly, I really do. And I watch it on all the different platforms. You guys put out really great content, really work very hard, and you're covering so much all the time. I mean, we say on this podcast all the time, there's so much happening in the city of Marlboro, and you guys do a really great job of kind of showcasing that. So with that being said, can you tell us what's your staff? How many people are over there? How are you guys governed? You know, what does WMCT look like from the structural standpoint?
So we've got 6 on the team right now. So that's 4 full-time. And that's myself, Mike, Matt, and Garrett.
Yeah.
And between us, we manage all of the government meetings, which are really our bread and butter. It's over 100 meetings that are broadcast every year.
That's a lot.
Absolutely. And we're
Wow.
really fortunate. I inherited a different structure. Every community television studio operates completely differently. And Matt Bisaccio is our sports director. And just in this past year alone, I have a number here somewhere. It is, oh boy.
Probably a big one if you're talking about Matt and sports. And
I think it's around 70 different sports games were covered this past year.
Wow.
And 40 high school students were interviewed to talk about their accomplishments in sports.
That's awesome.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
It's
that's
incredible.
and it gives them such a sense of pride and something that they've experienced that they can take with them into the future too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Garrett does all of our government meetings, so he's working those evening shifts. And then we have Zach Benton, who is our youth director, and this is a fairly newish role just in the past year or so. We started this program called Marlboro Junior Reporters, which we're really proud of.
Love that.
And it teaches young people, middle school age,
Yep.
from anyone who resides in Marlboro. So they don't have to be a Marlboro school
Yep.
student. They could go to
Somewhere else.
any of the schools in Marlboro. Teaches them journalism skills and asking questions and the follow-up question, which
Yeah.
you're doing so well. Maybe you're a proud graduate of the
No,
Junior
just
Reporters.
Taught right here at MEDC.
Yeah, and then we'll do we try to do a summer program every year as well. And I have a conversation today about maybe a collaboration with Boys and Girls Club. So
that's great.
we're always looking for ways to involve the youth at the studio as well. And then we have our summer intern, Jack Brezink.
He's great.
He's great.
He really is.
Yeah, he went to Assabet Valley Tech, and he just finished his freshman year of college. And I wish I could hire him on the spot. He's incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah.
His work is very unique and creative. I love watching the stuff that he puts together because it's just such a different viewpoint, and it just really like the younger generation. They're just so creative and
Those
love watching
whippersnappers,
that.
I'll tell you.
I
That's
know
right.
we're getting
You
old
know?
in here.
He'll just turn out a project so fast. I'm like,
That's awesome.
no, slow down,
down.
slow down a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you talked about Junior Reporters a little bit. What are some of your other kind of keystone, productions that you guys put on? I know you got some really good stuff. Matt does the sports all the time, the government
Sports all
meetings.
the time, and live streams of sports are epic. Especially, Marlboro has come to expect a big Thanksgiving Day football
Yeah.
live stream, and that's great.
You guys cover Labor Day, right? You
Yeah,
do
Labor
you just
Day.
did the graduation.
Graduation, yep,
Mhm.
and Horribles Parade.
Yep.
Any event that's happening in the community,
You're there.
We want to be there for it. So even tomorrow is the mayor's senior barbecue.
Barbecue.
So we'll be there to capture all the fun and festivities, and just capturing that slice of life in Marlboro
Yep.
is what we're really aiming to do.
I love that. All right, so I got to ask you, how are you governed? Do you guys have a board? Is there?
I think we have a board member in the room. So we're a unique structure compared to any other community television that I know, is
Okay.
that we're established as a trust.
Yep.
So we are a nonprofit, but we are a cable trust.
Yep.
So we have a board of directors,
Yep.
and some are appointed by the mayor, and then some are sort of written into our bylaws of who needs to be there, and that includes the mayor and the superintendent of schools.
Okay.
So we're lucky that we have some real heavy hitters in the community that can sort of guide us and what is important to the community from a government and education perspective, that really shows us where to
Yeah.
put our energy and focus.
It's so, spoiler alert, I've been on the board for 3 years. I just got reappointed this past Monday night for another 3 years, and honestly have truly enjoyed being a
Yeah.
part of this group. And, you know, journalism is not dead, but it's not what it used to be, right?
No.
And so to be able to be a part of a group that really wants to keep it alive and to be covering the local events and to be giving people the information that is really, truly important, you know, your local level, from a government standpoint, whatever, that's the most important. That's what's going to impact your everyday life. And you guys do such a great job of covering everything that's going on in the city. And
Well,
you do
especially
it really
now
well.
in this political climate, like
Mhm.
civic and government transparency is so important.
Yeah.
And for those people that aren't showing up to a city council meeting, having all of this information, not just broadcast on cable television, but now we've had to adapt with technology. So all of our content is always available on demand on our website to rewatch any meeting.
Right on Facebook Live.
Now we're on Facebook Live and
Yeah.
broadcasting government meetings to YouTube as well.
Right.
So no
It's
excuses
accessible.
not to be able to
Yeah.
find a
What you
government
need.
meeting exactly what you need.
And it is really cool to be able to like I couldn't go to graduation, but I was able to on that Sunday morning kind of have it on in the background and be listening and being able to be engaged in that important event in our community, but not necessarily be able to be there physically. And it's really a great service that's provided to the community, be able to kind of be at events when you're not able to be there.
But it really takes the team to do it. I could not do it by myself.
Yeah.
And to have staff that it's a different sort of work environment because you can't commit to a regular 9 to 5.
Right. You got to be where the events are.
You have to be where the events are, and that means weekends. That means evenings.
Right.
When something special happens, we need to
go.
be there.
Mhm.
And what's great is that we are passionate about the work that we're creating and the stories that we're able to tell. So it doesn't seem like work sometimes. Like we have one of my favorite events is coming up tomorrow, and that is the Thrive Support and Advocacy
You do
All
love
Ages
that.
Prom.
Yeah.
And they do it at Polar Park in Worcester every year. And
That's
this
amazing.
is Thrive provides support services for people with all different developmental needs and support needs. And they do this prom. I think it's their 4th year. It's a prom for all ages because many of their people in their communities have never been to a prom before.
My sister benefited and graduated from the Thrive program, and she was involved in that for a long time. And
It's incredible.
It's so meaningful. It's
Yeah.
so, because there are so few programs. If you're an adult with special needs, I mean, you age out of the public school system. It's a very unique. It's a wonderful thing that they do, and the creativity and having this event and other events that they do. Huge shout out to Thrive. It's incredibly meaningful to those individuals and also the families because there's
great.
as many events as we can do to support that population. Is
And
incredibly
you guys get to
important.
like work the red carpet, right?
Well, that's the thing. We could
Yeah.
just film it like any other event,
Yeah.
but we wanted to be involved. And Sean Rose, who runs the program, said, let's do it. So we do
Pull out the stops.
full-on red carpet interviews.
Yeah.
We put on a suit. I always recruit another co-host with me. And now these students have come to expect us. They know exactly
That's awesome.
who we are when they come in,
Yeah.
and they light up. They rush right over to the
They're
camera because
excited.
they
They
want to be
should.
interviewed
Awesome.
again and again.
They're not shy.
Not at all.
I love that.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
All right, so how did you get into this line? Like, what made you say, I want to be in community television? How did you get into this line of
I
work?
was always a theater kid. I
Yeah.
still am a theater
Yeah, and you do really
kid.
well at it. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
And as a child, I grew up in New Jersey, in
Mm-hmm.
Piscataway, New Jersey, and our local community television studio was PCTV, Piscataway Community Television, and they had a show that had been ongoing called Kids Corner, with a K, kids, and a K with a corner.
Love it.
Very cute. And it was sort of what we're doing with Junior Reporters right now. That was actually my inspiration to get it going. It was a kids news show where we'd go out in the field and do interviews. We'd have studio guests.
That's awesome.
And it was a Cable Ace Award winning show. It was wonderful. And it was just a great supportive environment. Shout out to Dawn Dionisio, if you ever see this. She was the manager of that community television studio and just made it such an impact on me.
Yeah.
Because once we started aging out of the program, there were opportunities to work behind the scenes
What an
and
education.
to learn how to pick up a camera, run the audio board, do all these different support things. And that was a spark in my brain that I want to learn.
I want to do
I
this.
want to do this. I want to do this.
And there's a community piece to it too, which is so unique. And
It was
Yeah.
that show was primarily volunteer produced with parents of students that were in the program that just wanted something awesome for their kids,
their
to,
kids
do.
to do.
So it was
That's
great.
cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And I just
Do you
take
have the old tapes?
Oh, do I
Oh,
ever?
do I?
Do
We
I
should have had
ever?
these ahead of time.
Let me just pull those up on the screen for you.
Don't you? I'd have to pre-screen those for you, Jill.
We'll fix it in post.
There's a great one with me at like a raptor trust with birds with a horrifying like hawk on my shoulder trying to do an interview. I'm basically in tears. And tell me about this hawk. It's
Digging into my.
great memories.
I love that. I love it. Jill, do we have a question, comment?
We do.
Okay, let's
we
hear it.
do.
Who we got today?
We've got a few people joining us today that just wanted to give a shout out. So we've got Michael Baker. Thank you for joining us. Ryan and his crew are the absolute best. Marlboro is very lucky to have him.
I think Michael has been on a few red carpets, interviewed by WMCT.
I have seen
Yes,
these moments. In my
That's
life.
great.
And he's one of our star publicists.
Didn't he do a news report one
He
night?
did a news report for us,
Yes.
but he's always sharing on Facebook. Thank
He
you.
is.
Thank you, Mike.
Yes, thank you, Mike.
I love the Marlboro Pride. And we've got a throwback.
Spencer Geary.
Spencer.
Oh.
We love
Oh,
you,
love
Spencer.
Spencer.
Spencer says, hey there, and shout out to WMCT, the GOATs.
Yes. Yes. He was our number one watcher for a
He
long
was.
time. I'm glad to see that he's still watching. I
Still
love
watching.
that, Spencer. Thank
Obsessed.
you. Well, another
Aw.
really great success story that
Yeah.
came right from WMCT. I mean, he learned so much here, worked with him for many years on different projects, and then is now a reporter. I think he's down in Rhode Island. Spencer, tell us in the
Let
comments
us
where
know,
you are.
buddy.
But
We can't
he's
remember.
doing really well in
And
his
he
life.
started off
He
in
started
Marlboro
here.
High, TV Prod.
That's right.
Yep,
Right.
yeah.
Cool. Thanks for watching, Spencer.
Thanks, Spencer.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah. I mean, for now.
Oh, I thought you
Okay.
had more.
Oh.
Sorry. All right. So one thing that you always say to me, which I think is really interesting, is that one of the biggest things that community television can do is almost like a time capsule, right?
Oh, you're stealing my spiel already.
Sorry, there we go.
No.
Well, it's because we talk about it all the time, right? And
Yeah.
it really does mean something. But the importance of capturing the history. And can you tell me a little bit about what does that mean to you? What do you mean by that? And why is it so important?
Well, like I say, it is. We are creating a time capsule, and people might say, "Oh, you're just filming another parade, another graduation," and things that might not seem important in the moment are what becomes so valuable
Yeah.
in
Later
the
on.
future. To think that if we preserve this correctly and make this accessible and catalog it, that 50, 100, whoever many years from now, people can search and see a glimpse of life in Marlboro is fascinating.
incredible.
Yeah.
And of course, we have a wonderful historic commission and society here in Marlboro
Yes.
and digging up the past.
Yeah.
But right now, we can preserve the present,
Yeah.
and
Well,
that's my goal.
I have many times gone back and looked and asked Mike, and he's always so good about like grabbing old footage. Many, many times we go down if we're doing some sort of a video here or we're trying to capture the essence of like, for us, why did we do the economic development master plan? Do you have anything back then where and literally Mike is able to find stuff from years ago. I think just recently you guys were really helpful to the city council when they were trying to figure out what to do with the special election, with the vacancy on the council, and what did we do back then? And you guys were able to pull up the meetings from when it happened, 15, 20 years ago, whatever it was. And you're right, being able to actually watch it and hear what people were saying at the time, capture their thoughts and their feelings and whatever it is, it's really invaluable.
And it's an ongoing archiving process. Every day,
Yeah.
we have staff that come in and fire up that old VCR because we have
Wow.
totes upon totes of old media, VHS tapes, mini DV, formats you've never even heard
Really?
of before. And if you look at our YouTube page, you might say, what's all this old stuff doing here?
It's so
we
fun,
try
though.
to roll it out slowly in
Yeah.
combination with the newer content we're creating. But there are so many old news broadcasts
Yes.
and occasionally we'll come across someone in the community, Kathleen Gano, who's part of Marlboro Junior Women's Club. I was archiving a video, and Junior Women's Club, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, did a Dancing with the Stars competition.
No way.
And I'm watching this video, and I was like, oh my goodness,
It's so
that's
cool.
Kathleen. And I sent her the link. She said, oh, I have to share this with the Junior Women's Club. This is incredible. We'd forgotten about this. We
Right.
didn't know this existed.
Yeah.
So the more we can dig up this old stuff
Yeah.
and preserve it, the better
So
it can
fun.
serve us in the future.
Look at my friend Mark Asenko. He plays in my band. He was a firefighter here in Marlboro for forever. Look at his mug right there.
Right.
He just
There we
uploaded
go.
this a month ago. And he always talks about how he would do these fire safety videos with the Cable Access Channel. It was something he was really proud of. And, it's cool to...
It is.
It's there. It's still there. And we can go back and relive those memories.
Well,
I found stuff from my graduation in 2002.
Yeah.
We found some video of you teaching a dance
Oh, no.
class or something.
we'll have to roll
That's
that tape,
right?
too.
Yeah.
That's right.
We'll roll that kids corner and then we're gonna watch. But honestly,
Bonus episode.
yeah. Well, and it's funny too. Like it is fun, right? You can
Yeah.
see people that are still around and see them years ago, but it's also really informational too. And again,
Absolutely.
you can go back and right now we're working like with different developers on different sites and go back and watch the meeting from 2004 and find out kind of how were the counselors feeling at the time and what were the concerns back then. It
Yeah.
really is so important in so many different ways.
But just slice of life
Yep.
Americana.
Yeah, what was
Yeah.
going
You
on?
know, what are people wearing? What are they eating? What are they?
Right.
How are they celebrating? What music is playing in the background? That's fascinating to me.
Yeah.
I'll occasionally send my staff out just to walk around town
Yeah.
and over the city and capture storefronts
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
how often are people saying, "Oh, remember when that restaurant was there?" Well, in 50 years from now, we're going to have that video of remember when that restaurant was there.
Right.
And, people talk about record stores that don't exist anymore and different things. So I'll send staff to just go around the mall,
Go check
make
it
a
out.
video of the mall.
Yeah.
What are people
Just to
doing?
capture it.
Yeah.
Capture it
Right.
because
It is
That's-
important. That's the stuff you don't
and
know
that's
that
the
you're
stuff
going
I
to need
like.
it. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love watching mall videos from the 80s. Who am I? But like, I want to see that Rainforest Cafe and
Right.
that Nature's
Oh,
Company,
Right.
and
Yeah,
it brings me back.
brings
So
you
to
back.
think that we're creating something now that could be really special
in the future.
for a memory for someone in the future is
It's
pretty
really cool.
Yeah.
So I know we've touched about a lot of what you're doing, but any other community engagement that you guys are doing? I mean, we've talked about a lot of it, but is there anything I'm missing that
One
you
of my-
want to talk about?
We for the past 3 years or so, we've done Marlboro Nonprofit Neighbors Night,
Amazing.
and this is something
You had a great co-host for a couple of years there.
Yeah, Mary, you're really fabulous. Thanks for jumping in. And we love the nonprofits in the city, and we're a nonprofit, and it's one of those key connections that we can make and air freely on community television as
Gives
well.
them some space,
So
right?
giving them some space to share these wonderful missions that they have. So every Thanksgiving season, the season of giving,
Yeah.
is when we try to interview as many nonprofits as we can
Mhm.
to just feature the work they're doing in the community.
I think that's an awesome program that you initiated a couple of years ago. It's been 3 years now
It's
that
been
you've done
3
it.
years, yeah.
It's great, and it's free space, free airtime for these folks to be able to talk about their mission, what they're doing, how people can get involved. It really is a great program that you guys are putting on. Love that one.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Yeah. More comments, questions.
We do. We did have an answer to one of our questions. Spencer is working at Channel 7 Boston.
That's
which
great.
Is awesome.
Go
We're
That's
so glad
great.
that you're local. Congratulations. And then after Spencer being our favorite,
Oh,
we also have another
President
person.
Ossing.
President Ossing has joined us. Thank you so much for joining us.
thank you, President
President
Thank
Ossing
you.
says Ryan and his staff do a great job covering council meetings. Garrett crushes it.
Yes.
Yes, he
He
does.
absolutely does.
And I always find that funny. I don't know that people realize, like on the side of in the chamber, there's like a little secret door, and Garrett's behind the door,
Yeah.
but there's a lot going on behind the scenes there. I mean,
Absolutely.
he's watching everything that's happening on the screens, and then there's always the microphone issue, right? Making sure people's mics are on.
Yeah,
and
occasionally if you can catch him popping out of a door and they know that that's a signal that someone hasn't turned their
their
microphone
mic on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He does a really good job because that's a lot to coordinate, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of things happening very quickly, so it's hard to capture. But he does a great job.
It's because it's the technology, but then it's also working with the people and
Mhm.
doing the reminders and trying to be invisibly making it perfect. It's having been there. It's
good.
it's an art.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
for sure.
We talked earlier about how it's difficult these days to even do a Facebook post. So
Yeah, it's true.
they're doing great.
Multi-streaming, multiple cameras,
Not easy.
Well, that's
microphones.
technology and it changes so rapidly.
Right.
So that's another thing that we struggle with at the studio as well is keeping up our production value
Yeah.
to look great.
High standards.
At a high standard. But also we're working with community members
Mhm.
that are not the video professionals that our
Right.
team is.
Right.
So that really informs every purchase decision that I make is finding the equipment that can run on full auto,
Right.
that can be easily accessible and learned quickly, so that someone doesn't have to train for 2 days to learn how to use a very fancy camera.
Right.
That they can learn within an hour how to operate a camera and take it out themselves to film a community event.
Yeah.
And we had someone just film a veterans fishing derby the other day.
Awesome.
And just like, that's the sort of community engagement that we're hoping to build up more of as well.
All right, so that's I was going to say that's a perfect segue into my next question, which was going to be what opportunities are. So, I mean, we can talk about all the wonderful programming. I know, Superintendent Murphy has a show and the mayor has a show. What type of opportunities are available for businesses in the city, nonprofits, residents, anybody that wants to come into the studio?
So our model here is that our services are free.
Mm-hmm.
They have been free, and until things have to make a change, they will remain free. That means our youth classes, there's no cost for students to attend those, but that means all of our equipment and our studio space is free for the community to utilize. So anyone who wants to create their own talk show, to learn how to create a podcast like this one that we're on now, to borrow cameras to film community events, that is a benefit that you have as a Marlborough resident or business, especially nonprofits. So we do have a few rules that govern what we can air on cable TV. So nothing that would violate any code laws, but also we can't allow any commercial content.
Okay.
So that means you can't just flat out do a commercial for Tammy's dentist office. But if Tammy wants to, I don't know who Tammy is. If Tammy wants to do a show,
bring us on a tour, right? Or
she can deliver educational information.
Got it.
She can talk about what a crown is and the benefits of dental hygiene. And she can still have her name and her logo and her company all related to that programming. But it's an educational spin. And I always think that's a little better than a hardcore commercial anyway.
Absolutely.
And so I don't know that we've actually said the acronym, but the PEG, right? So always public education and government, right?
Yep, we're split into 3 channels. So our 3 channels, our government channel is Comcast 8. Verizon 34, and also we're in HD on Verizon 2134. That's so you can see all of our counselors in beautiful high definition.
Love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. Did they know that? They know it now.
They know it now. Yeah. Our access channel is where all of our community members can air their shows, and that's Comcast 9, Verizon 33, and then our education channel, all of those sports, graduation,
school committee,
band concerts, choir concerts. Those are all on Comcast 22, Verizon 35.
Wow.
So
you're everywhere.
But we're managing 24/7 programming for 3 channels.
Right.
And trying to keep it fresh and rotated all the time. One thing we are super proud of is that we have very little import content.
Okay.
Meaning we don't have to go on websites and find public domain videos.
You're creating your own content.
All of that is homegrown right here in Marlborough.
That's really cool.
Which is really astonishing.
And so is it just Marlborough that you guys cover? Do you cover any of the surrounding communities, or is it just Marlborough?
We will branch out into Metro West area. And depending on what our access members want to do, those shows are free game.
Tell us about a few of them. So I'm actually going to be on an upcoming episode of The Dish with Danielle.
Yeah, that's our state representative, Danielle Gregoire.
That's a new one, right?
And brand new. She's done 2 episodes, and she's combining her passion for food with sharing her information as a state rep. So it's a great combination of a lighthearted conversation with some food involved. She was just with Pastor Kaz at First Church making some crazy pineapple cake. Oh, it was like the Swedish chef gone wild with him. It was a blast.
Yeah.
But also she's able to turn it into a really informative conversation about the church community and how they live here in Marlborough. It's great.
And so she comes in on her own, so people can come to you guys and pitch an idea for a show, right? Or they can film it themselves if they want to, or things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to train and learn everything by yourself, we will give you all that training.
Yeah.
But that model doesn't always work.
Yeah.
So we've embraced a newer model in recent years where a certain number of hours are allotted for community members every month where they can receive full staff support.
That's incredible.
So
Wow.
they can come into the studio, and we do expect them to come in
Yep.
and help set up
Sure.
and learn some part of the technology involved.
They gotta be involved in it.
Mhm. Absolutely. But we will switch the show live,
Yep.
like Jill is doing right now, switching between all the different camera views,
Yeah.
manage the audio for them.
Yep.
And also we will have one-on-one editing time with them.
Mhm.
And of course, we
That's
want them to
incredible.
spread their wings and fly
Sure.
and learn editing. But for certain people,
It's a big learning curve.
it's a big learning
Yeah.
curve,
Right.
and that they are guaranteed a certain number of one-on-one hours with one of our teammates to
Well, probably
to
makes them
edit
feel like they
together.
can do it, right?
They can do it.
Right.
They can do it, and
Right.
they are taking ownership
Yeah.
of their show.
I love
We
it.
have a newer collaboration with the library,
Yep.
and Matt Casienda works at the library, and he reached out to us. We want to do a library show. Well, absolutely. What a great partnership there.
Yeah.
And he's taken it from just a standard sort of library recap behind a desk to getting really creative with filmmaking and
I love it.
going on location
Wow.
and interviewing people. And they were doing a series on thriller books, and he did the opening tied up in the basement of the library. And it
I
was
gotta
like,
see
what
this.
is happening here? But it was fantastic and
Fantastic.
so engaging and fun and hysterical.
Yeah.
So we want people to have fun as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
But of course, I love it when it has an educational component.
For sure.
you know.
Yeah. And WMCT, you guys have really taken the studio to the next level, but
Mhm.
have been doing this. You guys have been doing this for years, right? I mean, I remember one show I used to watch years ago. It was called Frank and Mary, and it was Arthur Bergeron and Trish Pope. And but you guys, my point of bringing this up is you guys have always done really great, engaging content for years. And there's so much in that archive that you can find and go back and watch and just really cool things. But you guys over the last 5 years or so have really stepped it up, taken it up to the next level. And it's so professional. I'm going to now segue into, can you tell us about the studio itself? You guys have a pretty big renovation project going on, and just, it's an absolutely beautiful space to create.
So when I first started at the studio 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I came in and
Has it only been 3 years?
it's only been 3 years.
I thought
Wow.
it had been 5. That's why I said the
Feels
last
like
5 years.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And the studio was tremendously underutilized,
Mm-hmm.
and it did not have those access shows, those community members taking advantage of what we had. So I sort of said, let's test, then invest.
Yeah.
So using some backdrops that we bought online, some photography backdrops and stuff we could cobble together, we put together a studio set that we were really proud of.
You should be.
We invested in lights and different
Yeah.
things. And when it came to fruition and people were utilizing it, that was my cue that,
It was
okay, we
working.
can do this legitimately now.
Yeah.
And in our last fiscal year, we put aside some specific money to redo our scenic design in the
Mhm.
studio. And it's
It's beautiful.
it's really
really
beautiful. We're in the middle of rehanging the lights right now, but I
Yeah.
can't wait to welcome people back into the space. We were able to collaborate with a local home remodeler contractor,
Yeah.
Jay Nardo Gomez.
Awesome.
Jay's Remodeling, based right here in Marlboro.
Great.
Found him on
Shop local.
Facebook Marketplace, of all
Yeah.
places.
Wow.
He was creating scenic pieces for people to use for like wedding showers and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
those pop-up
Yes,
arches and
yes.
things. And I said, well, if he can do that, that's almost theater. That's
Yeah.
almost television. Let's bring him in. Now, let me
So it's
tell
probably
you,
a new
That's
project
awesome.
for him. He probably never done anything like that before.
it was exciting because he
Yeah.
doesn't come from a theater set background
Yeah.
where things are, so he built this like a home.
I love it.
It is like
It's
it
gorgeous.
is drywall. It's everything but the insulation. But he was so creative in working with us to make a set that could be aesthetically pleasing, but
Yep.
also very flexible. We wanted to have masculine and feminine energy to be able
Yep.
to do serious talk shows with the mayor, but
Yep.
also have a more homey atmosphere for our more lighthearted shows.
Yeah.
And this set has so much flexibility. I really
I
can't
love
wait
it.
to share it with these interchangeable panels and different colors that can really change the whole tone of the set. It's really coming
It's
along.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really unique. I mean, and to your point, everybody can use it.
Yes.
You know, even I know the Chamber does a show. Like Michelle comes in and
Chamber
does a
Spotlight
podcast
once a month.
Yeah, you've got Mary Murphy coming in doing her show once a month, I think, or quarterly, whatever it is. But, you know, so many different people from across the community are able to come in and plug in and do what they do and do it really well. And everything looks really great down there. So I can't wait for you guys to launch.
And just like the variety that we get, we never know who's coming through the door.
Right.
Or, you know, we have a real estate show that's done in both English and in Spanish. She'll film the same episode twice sometimes.
Wow.
And do it once in English and once in Spanish to serve a wider audience.
Awesome.
We have a Christianity show, Una Voz I can't remember it offhand.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's done in Spanish with a live English translator to deliver their gospel message. Just a wide variety. We've had people coming in doing Reiki and body healing and healthy eating, intuitive eating.
So you guys are never bored down there.
Never bored. Never bored. No, absolutely not.
It is fun. And again, we're neighbors in the same building. I often, you know, will just pop in and say hello, and you never know who's going to be in that space with you guys. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, believe it or not, we're almost out of time.
That was faster than
I know.
I thought.
It's so much fun. But before we let you go, we want to have a little bit of fun with you. We're bringing back an old, well, it was a tradition for a little while. We haven't done it in some time, but we're going to play a game with you called Where Would You Go?
Where do you go?
Where do you go?
Where do you go?
Where do you go?
Once a week. I go
No, wait, not yet.
to Stretch Med Marlboro.
Oh, he's giving a plug already. I love it.
Get my body stretched out.
You need that.
If you're holding cameras and doing weird stuff all the time, this is right in the Apex Center.
Look at this.
I'm just got to give them a plug.
Yeah.
Because I've never done this assisted stretching sort of thing before.
And it's great.
It's the most fabulous thing I've ever done.
Where is this
Wow.
again? It's
Stretch
in the Apex.
Med and the Apex Center.
In the Apex Center. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that. Well, hey,
Just had to start off there.
Yeah.
you can run the where do you go?
Jasmine, thank you.
I have no question that would have set up that answer. So
Not
good
at
for
all.
you.
Good
That's what
job.
I figured.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's good. All right, Jill, take it away.
All right, so we've got a couple different scenarios, and no feelings will be hurt. You just go with whatever.
Give us your gut instinct.
Gut instinct, exactly. All right, so let's see. You've just wrapped up a high-stakes live stream downtown and want a scenic, peaceful walk to unwind. Where do you go?
Boardwalk.
Boardwalk. So tell us about the boardwalk.
It's great.
It's amazing.
It's great. You can either just go back and forth, or Mike and I will do the entire loop once in a while. It's scenic. It's beautiful.
You don't feel like you're in Marlboro.
It's
like
different.
You feel like you've been
You're
transformed
walking on water.
It's beautiful.
So if you're new to the show, we have a floating boardwalk here in Marlboro, and
it's gorgeous.
Gorgeous, yeah.
Yes. Marlboro has so much to offer.
It does.
We do,
it's
yes.
true. We really do. All right, next situation. You just pulled off the impossible on live TV and want to treat yourself.
Okay.
Where,
I'm treating
where do you
myself
go?
to food, of course.
To food, to drink, to entertainment, whatever. Treat yourself.
Love Thai-rific.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Pad Thai, crispy chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
Kryptonite. Love, for going out with the staff, we want to celebrate something.
Yep.
Zarape, right down the road.
Love it.
Lalo's, also incredible.
Yes.
Incredible.
Love this. I'm feeling a theme
Agreed.
here.
All about it.
Love it.
Yeah.
All
Are there any more food questions? Because I've got more answers.
There are.
Yes,
There are
yes.
potentially.
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Okay.
I've got all the food answers.
You're feeling inspired by Marlboro's history and want to soak in some local stories.
Ooh.
Where do you go?
Some local stories. You're going to
W-
WMCT archives to watch some of these old
going.
videos.
That was perfect. That
Pulling
was
out
perfect.
the archives.
We're going to the archive.
All right, changing seasons. It's a perfect fall day, and you've got a free hour to get some fresh air. Where do you go?
Oh, I'm just walking the block, I think.
Yeah.
Rail trail is really easy, accessible right behind the building
Yep.
over here, too.
Yep.
Excellent.
You can find my team walking the block as well. Literally, everybody's got their sneakers under the desk and they all go for a walk.
Yeah, it's
I
great.
know. It's nice. It's a good little space down here.
Okay, you're shopping for a unique gift or something handmade for a friend.
Vibes.
Ooh, there. That was quick.
Zero
Love it.
hesitation.
Vibes candles right down the road.
Fabulous.
Really cool stuff.
Yes.
And so friendly, too.
I
Just like
know.
it's all handmade.
Yes.
So you know exactly who you're getting it from. And
She's great.
and I'm a candle fanatic.
Love it.
So they've got gems and
All the stuff.
all the
What's your
stuff.
favorite scent? Like, what's your go-to scent? Like, I'm always like fruity.
I'm like a
and,
lavender.
like vanilla and stuff. You like a lavender?
Oh, I like like the men's scent, like a leather, as long as it doesn't smell like a litter box. Like a lot of men's body wash and stuff. Like if you get, it smells like
That's fair. I think
but
that's
I love like a leather.
love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Not a litter box.
Not a-
Musk.
Musk. All right, you need a go-to place to clear your head before a big interview or live stream.
Oh. I probably go. I've done some prep work down at the Vin Bin
The Vin Bin.
down below,
Yeah.
and grab yourself a soup and sandwich combo,
Yep.
and grab a corner or sit outside, and you can go over your notes and things, and
Perfect.
it's great.
Awesome. All right, you've got a group of out-of-town friends visiting for the day. Where do you take them around? Where do you show
Where am I
'em?
taking them?
Yeah.
Where do I take my mom? I give her a tour of the studio.
Obviously.
That's all Mama wants to see.
Proud mama.
Bring your mom to
She
work
wants
day.
to watch Kids Corner on repeat.
Oh, she can watch them.
Um,
Where else would I take people from out of town? Probably take them to Apex and do that. That's
Yep.
just
So
the
much to
center
do.
of
So much
everything
fun.
to do. Mini golfing at
Trombettas.
Trombettas. So great.
So fun.
Just a blast.
Right.
And in and out. It's not
Love
a
it.
big commitment.
Love
I
it.
love it.
All right, we've got two more for you. You've just finished a long editing session, which is always a lot of fun,
Mhm.
and your stomach is growling. Besides the other restaurants, where else would you go?
Okay. Little hole in the wall.
Mm.
We've got Jenny's Place.
Oh my God, the
Oh, yeah.
best.
We
So
frequent
good.
lunch there.
So good.
So good. Chicken salad is fantastic.
That's Linda's go-to.
And okay.
Okay.
If you go to Crown Fried Chicken,
So good.
they
It's
do
so
a
good.
chicken cheesesteak.
Really?
It's chopped up with the peppers and onions. So good.
Never had it.
Okay. If I'm driving
It's
home,
so good over
Lunch
If I'm
today,
dri-
Meredith?
It's so good.
the chicken cheesesteak. If I'm driving home, okay,
Yeah.
here's the hack.
Here's the
The-
hack. Let's
the-
hear it.
The Shell station on
Oh,
Lakeside Ave.
on Lincoln? No.
on Lincoln
Oh yeah.
has Karen's Pizza and Deli.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're sounding like a
Koreans,
townie now,
Koreans,
Ryan.
yes.
That pizza is really good.
Yes.
Yep.
And they've got great breakfast sandwiches too.
Yep.
And if you get your gas filled up, if you go on the app, you get a free slice of pizza when you fill up your tank.
Ooh, no way.
You
I
got to
didn't
go on
know
the
that.
app though. You can't just bring your receipt in. You got to do it on the app and claim your free slice.
This is like right across from Coffee Loft, that
Yes.
area
Yep.
right there. Look at the hack.
That is a
That's
huge
hack.
hidden
See,
gem.
this is why we do this, right?
Yep.
We're learning.
Business will be booming.
Chicken steak, chicken cheese
Chicken
steak,
fried
Chicken cheesesteak at
cheesesteak
and a free
Crown.
pizza.
and
at
then
Crown.
Shell Station. All right,
Where am
last question.
Okay.
You want to take a photo that screams, "This is Marlboro." You want to get some footage, and this could be multiple places. Where are you going to capture this footage?
The sort of icons of Marlboro,
Yeah.
from my understanding, are the John Brown Bell,
Yep.
City Hall Clock Tower,
Yep.
Mhm.
especially beautiful at sunset,
Yes.
Yes. We can
And-
have a perfect view of it here.
and that Sligo water
The
tank.
tower.
The
yeah.
tower.
The water tower.
Water tower.
I know.
It's weird, but it's iconic.
It
It
is.
is.
You know?
I
It
grew up on
is.
Orchard
Just
Street, and we
Go
could
play in the
see
splash
it.
pads and look at this
Look at the
giant
water tower.
It's wild. I love it.
I love it. Well, and only being here 3 years, you nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're covering Marlboro every day.
Well, that's the thing is, you're
Yes.
talking about economic development,
Mhm.
and working in a city, I take advantage of so many of the resources.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like, if I'm taking my staff out for a snack, we're walking down the road to Dairy Queen.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
You know?
There's so much to do. It's
Yeah,
all right here.
It's all right here.
I love it. Ryan, this has been so much fun.
Yeah.
It's
I know.
been great. Thank
And
you.
honestly, and it's fun to have somebody on the show too that this is what you do, right? So you're comfortable and you love to do this. So we're
I like being on the other side, though. I'm the
I
one
know.
asking the questions.
yeah, you're being asked.
Yeah.
Well, we hope to invite you back again sometime. We'd love to
Anytime.
have you. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. And thank you to all of you for joining us this morning. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Exploring Economic Development with MEDC, and we will see you again next time. Have a great day.